Do you ever notice how summer's lack of routine can quietly unravel your best wellness intentions? Today, we're talking about the subtle signs that your holistic health needs attention, as well as practical, no guilt strategies to help you stay grounded even when the kids are bouncing off the walls. Hey, parents, welcome to Fulfillment Therapy. Do you want to raise your kids better and have a stronger marriage? Are you up late at night researching marriage and parenting tools and self care tips? Do you start each day hoping for deeper connections and less chaos, but it ends with family arguments and going 12 different directions again? My name's Kendra, wife, mom, therapist, and growth enthusiast. It wasn't until I discovered how to fulfill my unmet needs that I was finally able to show up as my best self as a spouse and parent. I realized that by meeting my needs, I could more fully meet the needs of my family with more energy and less resentment. In this podcast, I teach parents skills like boundary setting, prioritizing personal needs, communication, and claiming ownership. Just like my clients, you'll be shocked by the improvement in your marriage, parenting, and personal life when you focus on fulfilling your important unmet needs. Ready to prioritize yourself so you can quit mentally throat punching people? Then grab those earbuds and head outside, and let's walk and talk. Welcome to Fulfillment Therapy. I'm your host, Kendra Nielsen, and today we're exploring how you can enhance your holistic health during the summer months when routines are disrupted and maintaining that balance seems some days impossible. We're going to talk about simple strategies for that incremental growth and recognizing the signs of imbalance so that you can thrive as a family and as an individual, even in the uncertainty of summer. I want to start with a quick story. So last summer, a mother of 3 was very overwhelmed during a family reunion when they were staying at a cabin. She was coordinating activities for the kids, managing meals for her extended family, and trying to keep everyone happy. But she felt her own well-being slipping away, not to mention navigating the difficulties of being around extended family for a while. And by the end of the week, she was completely exhausted, irritable, and far from that relaxed state that she had hoped to have. This experience helped her recognize that she needed a different approach to summer this year and strategies to improve her holistic health instead of ignoring it or have it come out of nowhere and feel a little bit blindsided by those challenges. Now, if you don't know what holistic health is, I'm going to break that down very simply. So this encompasses all of those wellness domains like physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all of those things. And it's about nurturing all aspects of ourselves to achieve that greater overall balance and fulfillment. Now, is it possible to always have that balance? No, it is not, and yet we can strive for that because that's really when that flourishing comes into play, that happiness, that true joy. Dr. Mark Hyman said this: "The key to creating health is figuring out the cause of the problem and then providing the right conditions for the body and soul to thrive." So today we're simply looking at the cause of the problem. I'm going to give you 4 signs that your holistic health might need some extra attention. Do you feel constant fatigue despite getting enough sleep? Or do you feel like you have a lot of mood swings or irritability? Do you neglect self-care routines? And last but not least, do you feel disconnected from your values or your purpose? Now, on the other side of that coin are positive indicators of holistic health. So maybe you don't need as much balance if these are in place. And here's 4 that you can see. Do you have consistent energy levels throughout the day? Are you able to manage your stress effectively? Are you able to engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment? And lastly, are you able to maintain those healthy relationships with family and friends? I just want to give you a quick example here. I feel like I often get bogged down by work or whatever else it is, traveling, all of those things. And initially I feel pretty good, but as time goes on, I really start to crash in the evening when I'm not paying attention to my holistic health. And I can feel irritable, like I'm not my best self. I'm not responding like I typically would. And often that is tied when I start to do some self assessment here to that lack of exercise that really helps my mental health, especially when we're traveling. And other things like for me, it's scripture study, it's prayer, it's getting out and socializing away from people, or even that alone time to kind of regroup. Like I kind of need almost equal parts socializing and alone time to really thrive. Now, can you always get that? No, you can't. And yet if you're starting to notice those same things in yourself, then you can do some of those simple things that I mentioned to get back on track. And yours might be a little different than mine might be. Like maybe you really need to do organized sports to feel your best. Like I notice when I do pickleball or something playful at least once a week, I also thrive. Maybe you're the same way. So, what are the summer challenges to holistic health? I know that you know what they are. That lack of structure during summer can lead to those irregular sleep patterns, those inconsistent meal times, and usually not as ideal nutrition, reduced physical activity, even though the weather's better, and then that increased stress from family obligations or travel or staying with family, whatever those things might be. We all know that they pop up and they can leave us feeling depleted. Are you ready for some simple strategies to maintain that balance again, or at least get close to it in the uncertain summer hours? Well, the first thing you can do, very simple, is just stay hydrated. That's a very small thing that you can do to improve your health while you are out and about. The second thing is prioritize sleep. So maintain that consistent schedule and communicate that to other people. Like, I just need to do this to be my best self while we're traveling. It just gets a little chaotic. So I'm going to excuse myself and go to bed with my kids, but that's just what we have to do to function optimally. The third thing you can do is incorporate movement in any way that you can. So maybe that's walks after dinner or having a dance party with your kids. It doesn't have to be the traditional gym workout. Another very simple thing you can do during the summer is just simply 5 minutes of maybe a guided meditation or breathing exercise. Again, set boundaries with other people, especially if you're traveling a lot. And for emotional health, you can express gratitude. I love how different books are talking about the science of that more and more. I'm very passionate about the science of human flourishing, and that is a science-backed thing that you can do, is just simply talk about the good in your life. You can do that at the dinner table, you can write it down at night, whatever works best for you and your family, but make it a part of your routine. You can also journal your thoughts and feelings for 10 minutes a day. You can process for a little bit, but end with what's going well and what you appreciate. And for spiritual health, you can connect with nature. It's the best time to do that during the summer while everything is more beautiful, and sometimes it's hot depending on where you live. But you can still do that early in the morning, later at night. And you can also reflect on your values, especially in that morning time. Like maybe you do have something like a spiritual study or prayer, a meditation, whatever that is. Maybe even use that time when you're traveling to discuss family goals and family values and what it is that you can do to be your best self holistically. So, what can we really do to flourish? You can create a simple wellness plan for the summer. My kids actually really enjoy sitting down and talking about this. Like, what are their health goals? What do they want for meals? What activities do you want to do? They want to be part of that planning, and they like having a say in how it goes. You can also have flexible routines and just simply morning rituals and evening wind down rituals. So maybe in the beginning of the day, you can just start by stretching together or reading together. And then the evening, it can be sharing highlights or things you're grateful for or a family game night. Another simple thing to do is embrace that imperfection as you try to fine tune that throughout the summer. So celebrate those small victories when it comes to your individual and family holistic health, but also use those setbacks as learning opportunities for the whole family. I've had a couple clients talk to me about how they are making plans to create device free times during family trips, and it often ends up becoming the most memorable part of their summer as they have more of that quality time together. They proactively created experiences where they could connect, like cooking meals together, trying new activities, going outdoors, things like that. I want to share a quick story of another client. So she's a very busy executive and a mom of two. And she said she found herself constantly checking her work emails during a beautiful vacation they had on a beach. And so she decided to set boundaries and had specific work hours and communicated this not only to her team, but to her family so that she could be more fully present instead of wasting that beautiful opportunity to be together. I had another client who was a father and had several teenagers, and he noticed that most of his kids were spending the summer just glued to screens constantly. And instead of just lecturing them like he has done in the past, he started a family challenge to try a new outdoor activity each week. So they did things like kayaking and geocaching, and that improved their physical health, but also deepened their bond together. And that required a third party, like as we discussed it in our counseling sessions, he was able to have more confidence in that plan and really put it into words what it is that he wanted. And then he came back and had that extra accountability to see like, okay, did you follow through on that? So maybe you need that accountability partner to help you make those changes too. I recently was talking to a friend and she was telling me about how her and her husband were struggling to maintain those healthy habits during their road trip. And so they decided to pack a cooler with healthy snacks and stop at local farmers markets when they were going through towns. And they ended up turning their physical health around in just those simple ways in a way that became more of an adventure and something more fun instead of something they had to do. All right, let's just recap a few of those points that we talked about today. Create flexible routines that can adapt to your more unstructured summer schedule and adjust it as necessary. Implement small incremental changes in the different wellness realms and get feedback from your family members. Like collaborate together to create a more successful summer that is memorable and connecting. Be honest with yourself about what can change, what would really improve the dynamic, not just for you, but for your family members. And then be willing to be humble and move forward with some plan on how to change those things, like getting in an accountability partner. My friends, when you prioritize your holistic health, there is a ripple effect, not only for you and your family, but everyone in your sphere of influence. Like people see what it is you're doing, and you may not even realize what an example you are. As you navigate this summer, remember that each small step contributes to a more fulfilled and balanced life with that increased wellness that you're all seeking for. Thank you for joining me today on Fulfillment Therapy. Best of luck to you, my friends, in creating a summer of growth, balance, and joy, and that deepened connection. If you want to stay in touch and get extra tips and take your life to the next level, you can connect with us on fulfillmenttherapy.org. With our weekly emails, you can be the first to know new things that are coming out as far as which podcast episodes, which blog posts, any of those discounts or savings and extra tips to take life to the next level. Check all of those things out in the show notes, and you can find us in all the places there. I'll see you back here in just a few days. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, chances are someone else would too. Would you take 30 seconds to share this with a friend who's looking for greater family fulfillment? And while you're sharing, tell me what you think about the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. It refuels me when I hear this podcast is helping you. No matter what your house or your hair looks like, I'll meet you back here every Monday and Thursday morning for more episodes. Until then.